Hello, welcome back. Today I'm going to be doing a really chatty, get ready with me style video. I'm going to be just putting makeup on and chatting to you about how I've been feeling recently, kind of getting some things off my chest, having a bit of a heart-to-heart with you guys and catching you up on life, really. So thank you so much for tuning into this video. I really appreciate your support as always. So get comfy. This is the kind of video that you can just have on in the background while you're doing laundry, doing chores, having a nice, relaxing, chilled weekend, whatever you're doing. Enjoy this video and let's have a catch up. Okay, so I'm just going to pin my hair back so it's out of my face. I will leave all of the products that I'm using today linked in the description box. So, because often when I'm getting chatty, I forget to tell you what I'm using. Okay, so I've got my iced coffee, although the ice has melted, so it's just like really cold coffee, but still tastes good. Oh God, where do I start with this video? I have things that I've written down on my phone that I thought I could just like chat about, because I find it's really hard to show up on YouTube authentically if you're not kind of being honest about how you feel about everything and where you're at in your life point, in your life at that point. YouTube requires a lot of energy to kind of be on camera and be switched on and be engaging on camera. And I feel like sometimes it's really hard to summon that energy, and that's because of all the other stuff going on in the background. So if you kind of don't address that and just like talk about it and be honest about everything that's happening, it's then very hard to kind of just like, well, for me at least, it's very hard to fake it and just pretend that I'm like this really high energy person when maybe I'm not feeling that way in the background. So thought we could do a little catch up today. I feel like it's just a good reminder that everyone goes through things and life isn't as perfect as it looks on social media all the time. Not that anything like terrible is happening in my life, but just like, I don't want to come on here and just be this happy, positive, everything's perfect and rosy Joe if it's not feeling that way in my life, because then it just feels very inauthentic. Let me just tell you what I'm going to use on my face to start with and then I'll get into it. But this is the Glow Hub Illuminating Serum Drops. I think it's called like Dew something. Anyway, this is in the shade Glazed, and I'm going to mix this with my NYX Bear With Me concealer for my base, and then we're going to go from there. So I'm just like going to use a little tiny bit of this because it's really glowy. I feel like this year has been a challenging year. Obviously, all you guys, if you watch my vlogs, you will have seen that we lost Merlin, our cat, in June, and I always feel a little bit silly kind of being honest about how terrible that was, because at the end of the day, we live in a society where, you know, a lot of people kind of don't value pets the same way as they do family members. But for us, Merlin was our baby. We don't have children. We've you know, that we're not in that stage of our lives yet. So for us, Merlin was like our first baby essentially. And yeah, it's just been really difficult kind of going through that adjustment. Oh my God, did not think I was gonna get upset. Whoa. So yes, I'm not gonna get into the details of everything, but like, you know, if you've lost a pet and you had that kind of connection with your pet, you know how that feels. Our day-to-day life was one way, and our day-to-day life is now a completely different way, or like a piece of our day-to-day life has been taken away. So I just feel like there's been a lot of almost like upheaval in a way. So that's kind of like one element that I feel like day to day I'm quite good with, just like getting on with things, pushing it to the back of my mind. But if you really start thinking about it, then, you know, it all comes out, and that's when you need to start going to therapy. Yes, that aside, you know, the Merlin stuff is one element of that. The other element is just that like I feel like my life is spinning out of control. Okay, I've just put a light on, so hopefully that makes everything a little bit brighter, but we'll see how it goes. The background is going to be dark because it feels like it's about 4 p.m. outside, so even though it's midday. 1 o'clock. If you watched my 2024 kind of goals video at the beginning of this year, you'll know that my word for the year this year was balance. That was because I struggled a lot last year to balance every aspect of my life. I was starting to get to the point that I'm at now. Last year, I think at one point we had 6 weekends in a row where we were away from the house, and we moved into this house in January 2023. So we've been here almost 2 years at this point. But I still feel like, and I was thinking about this yesterday, I still feel not completely settled here, even though I feel like this is my home and I love the house and I'm so happy and lucky and feel grateful that we are here and that we're able to kind of like make it feel like ours. I don't feel relaxed and still and calm here, and I think that's honestly because we've just been going. If you've been here watching my videos for a long time, you'll know that we've lived in about 5 or 6 different places in the last 7 years, 8 years. Before that, me and Adam were both at uni, so we moved away obviously from our homes to live at uni. And then I just feel like every couple of years we've moved house, and it's almost like in this house I haven't been able to fully relax and fully settle and fully like put down roots, because I almost feel like we're going to be moving any second. And that's kind of where my head's at, because that's the mindset that I've been in for the last 8 to 10 years. One thing that I wanted to improve this year was my balance, because like I said, we were away a lot. And when you work 9 to 5, when you work full time, you really come to value your weekends, and you really come to value the time that you can kind of rest. Because that's the only time that you have to fully choose what you want to do with your days. Let's be real. The problem that we were finding last year is that we had completely overpacked our diaries. We had just said yes to everything, or we had big birthdays coming up that we wanted or needed to celebrate. We had booked trips. We'd just like done everything and not thought about like scheduling in time for rest in those periods. So like I said, we had like a 6-week period where we were away every single weekend. We were constantly packing a bag, but we'd be like back home in the weeks to work, but then we'd be packing a bag to go again at the weekend. And that is no way to live. Can I just be honest? Like, that is not a relaxing way to live your life. So that's why the start of this year, I really looked at my goals for the year and I was like, I need to have more balance in my life. I need to find a way to be able to still do the things I have to do, but feel like I'm not completely rushed off my feet. And that's honestly why my YouTube videos have suffered the last few years. I have not been consistent the last 2 years on YouTube. Well, I feel like I've been a lot more consistent this year, but last year I went, I think 9 months without posting a YouTube video, and that's because this is the headspace that I've been in. Back to my balance word of the year. I started the year really strong in terms of making sure that, okay, if I had something planned at the weekend, and let me just say the things that we've had on at the weekends this year have been friends' weddings, families' weddings, trips or family trips or whatever it is, stuff that we haven't been able to move. Like, obviously there's going to be some things you can say no to, but things like a wedding, you can't ask your friend to like rearrange that for when it works better for your schedule. Like, it's not gonna happen. So those are like the non-negotiable things that we've had on, and there's been a lot of them. And this is not to make anyone feel guilty or bad for having a wedding. Of course I love celebrating my friends getting married. Like, I absolutely love going to weddings and celebrating them. The issue for me is either side of that, kind of managing the time around. It's the time that it takes to get there, and the time, because it is normally a 2-day trip. None of our friends live nearby, but all of the weddings that we were going to were like 2-day overnight trips this year, and the same thing with the hen dos. So it's not the actual being there. I absolutely love it when I'm there, and I love my friends so much. It's the time around it, and then feeling like I'm constantly behind on everything else, trying to catch up with myself, whether that be household chores, whether that be work, workspace, whether that be like unpacking my bag so that I can get it ready to pack the next weekend. It's those kinds of just feeling very overwhelmed. That's been going on in the background, and that's kind of like the social life stuff. But then I've also had a lot of work stresses, and I'm not going to go into detail about that, but there's been a lot going on at work that's been a lot more challenging and stressful than it has been previous years, just with different pressures and different responsibilities and different things going on at work. So that has been like an added stress, and I feel like I've been much less able to switch off outside of work hours. I used to be very good at kind of separating my work brain from my home brain. When I was off the clock, I was off the clock. I wasn't thinking about work. That hasn't happened this year. I've been pretty much constantly thinking about work. So I need to find a way to manage that better. But that's also been going on. So we've got the social stuff, we've got the work stuff, and then throw in, the other emotional stuff like losing Merlin. We've also got, added pressures of just not feeling settled, but kind of thinking like, okay, well, what's the next stage in our life? Like, I'm 31 now, we're gonna need to probably start thinking about having a family soon. And I completely do not feel ready for that, because I feel like if I take anything else on right now, I'm gonna crack. It's that stress as well. This is not to make anyone else feel super anxious just from me telling you all of the stuff that's going on in my brain. But I just want to be honest and just put it out there. This is what's been going on. Whilst I was really good at the beginning of the year in kind of working in balance periods. So if I had a busy weekend, I'd book a weekend off the next weekend. I've still been able to do that most of the time, but the problem is that I'm not feeling like it's working anymore. So even when I do have the time off to recover from whatever has gone on the last weekend, I don't feel like it's enough. I still feel burnt out, honestly. I still feel stressed. I don't feel like I can get on top of my life. It almost had the coping mechanisms that I knew were working previously almost have stopped being effective. All this to say, this year has been a rough year, and throw in YouTube to the mix. I struggle with YouTube a lot, because when you are kind of going through and feeling all of these emotions that I've been feeling in the background, anxiety basically, it's very hard to then feel like you want to come on camera and be high energy and be a relaxing, fun place for you guys to watch. And I said this a little bit in some of my previous videos, but I feel like what my YouTube audience, or what you guys really love seeing, which is makeup content and what I'm wearing on my face and the makeup products that work for me and stuff like that. I still love makeup, but I don't feel the same sense of passion about it that I once did. And I don't buy as much makeup as I used to. It's just not as big a part of my life as it was when I first started making these videos. And I know that's how the majority of you have found me, and you still find me through redhead kind of makeup tips and that sort of thing. And I really, really appreciate every single one of you who still tunes in and watches my videos. You don't know how much that means to me. For a very, very small YouTube channel that I am, every single person that watches my videos, I appreciate so, so much. And I read all of your comments and just appreciate the love. Having said that, I do want to be able to film stuff that is not about makeup. And I've tried to do more of that this year, just kind of like filming more stuff of my normal life, because, you know, I do work a 9-to-5 job. Like, I do want to be able to kind of work in more of that, because I absolutely love watching like day in the life vlogs and things like that, productivity vlogs, that kind of stuff. So I've tried to do more vlogs and more day in the life things this year. But when I post that stuff on YouTube, it just doesn't get views. So it can be very disheartening, because it just feels like my audience doesn't want to see that, which I totally get. And I'm sure it's not the majority of my audience, because I do still get some views on those videos, and I really appreciate all the comments on those videos. And yeah, I love the people who show up on my channel, and I recognize your names when I see your comments, and it really does mean a lot. But the YouTube algorithm, I notice a huge difference when I just put the word makeup or the word redhead in the title of my video. It will get shown to so many more people than like my vlogs and stuff like that. So it's very difficult for a person, and I know a lot of other YouTubers speak about this as well, it's very difficult for a person with evolving interests and evolving mindsets, which is every person on the planet. You're not going to be the same person that you were when, you know, I started this channel, or I started posting consistently to this channel in 2016. I've changed so much since then. I'm 31 now. I was in uni then, nearly 8 years that I've been kind of making these makeup heavy focused videos. I'm a completely different person to the person that I was then. Like, not obviously in terms of like my values and my core beliefs and stuff like that. In terms of like what my life looks like and what I'm interested in, that has evolved massively. And I think it's really, really difficult to be able to be a human being that has different interests and different likes and different things in the social media world. And I also find this in my 9-to-5 job. I'm a social media manager for a brand essentially, and I find the same thing with that. It's very difficult to branch out and talk about something that isn't like your niche, so to speak, because the algorithm doesn't get that you might want to do that. It's sort of almost categorized you into one area, and it will show those videos to people, but it won't necessarily show many of your videos to other people. And obviously some people crack this and they get hundreds of thousands of views. I haven't managed to crack it. My point is that sometimes it can feel very disheartening when you're in the kind of mindset that I've been anyway this year, to then feel like, okay, when I actually do have my creative juices flowing and I feel like I can spend time to make a video, but I don't necessarily want to make a makeup related video, to put that vlog out there and for it to get like 100 views or something, 200 views, it's really disheartening. And it almost makes you feel like, why am I doing this? Why am I spending my free time doing that when I already feel so burnt out? Just being honest, that's how I've been feeling with YouTube. I love YouTube so much. I watch YouTube constantly. I love you guys for tuning into my videos, like I said, but honestly, the game of YouTube, as a true creative, I've never been good at the game, and I just want to talk to the camera, I want to make videos, and YouTube does feel like a really good outlet for that kind of creativity. But the whole other side of it, where it has to be a business kind of model and you have to like play the game to break the algorithm, like that's just not me. I'm sure I will keep making videos. Like, I can't see myself completely stopping making videos. Never say never, but at the moment I still enjoy making videos, and like I said, I am so grateful for you guys who are watching my videos. But it's hard out there. It's hard. So yes, I would love to hear the kind of thing that you would love to watch, because I really need to find the middle ground between what you guys want to see and something that kind of fills my cup and makes me excited to film. I do still enjoy filming makeup videos. I just don't have it in me to do it like once a week or once a month even. So would love to hear if you have any other interests on YouTube that aren't makeup. What kind of videos do you enjoy watching and you would love to see from me? And then yeah, hopefully we can maybe find some middle ground somewhere. And I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer in this video. And I know that my issues are very insignificant compared to so many issues going on in the world. Like, don't get me wrong, I am highly super aware of that. Like, my issues are very superficial compared to the magnitude of what the world looks like right now. Yeah, like I said, if I didn't talk about it, I feel like I wouldn't be being authentically myself. So talking about kind of videos that you guys love to watch, which I would love to know, I just wrote down on my little notes app to mention like financial planning and budgeting videos, because I'm obsessed with those videos. I love seeing how everyone budgets their month. I've been trying to do like a budget for myself and for our joint spending for probably like 4 or 5 years at this point. And it's kind of taken a few different evolutions and stuff, but I do feel like I've got to a fairly good structured place with it. I don't think that's something I would ever share fully online, but I love watching financial planning videos and budget for the month, or like productivity, like monthly goals. I watch so many of those types of videos. And is that something that you guys would be interested in? Let me know if you like that kind of content. I do feel like it's a bit off the wall for me, so I feel like it's definitely something YouTube probably wouldn't push out in the algorithm for my channel, but I really enjoy watching those kinds of videos. So if you would like maybe like a monthly reset type video where we could do like maybe like some cleaning around the house, but also like setting goals, maybe like showing you elements of my monthly budget, not like the full financial month, but maybe like a couple of categories that I budget and like how much I aim to spend in those budgets, and maybe like going through what I spent last month in those categories. That could be maybe quite fun, but let me know if you guys would like to see that, because yeah, I really enjoy watching those videos, and I think they would be fun to make. And like the 9 to 5 style vlogs, I love those. Jess Harris is a great like 9 to 5 vlogger, just because I feel like it's relatable. It's showing real life. I feel like YouTubers with huge followings and honestly like ridiculous amounts of money that you just kind of wonder like, how on earth can they be buying this much stuff every month? I watch hardly any of those types of YouTubers anymore. I find them so unrelatable. I think a lot of them honestly are quite out of touch with reality and what real life is like for most people. And I just love seeing real mundane life type creators. So that's basically pretty much all I watch. If you guys like any of those types of creators, please do leave your recommendations down below, because I'd love to see those. I still do watch a couple, I'm not gonna lie, like I still do like seeing that very like aspirational type content sometimes, but most of the time it just makes me feel a bit rubbish about my own life. And I think sometimes when you see these like huge amounts of wealth online, it can make you feel very unfulfilled and like you never have enough, because you are never going to be able to get to that sort of lifestyle unless you're very, very lucky. So that's kind of how I feel. I don't know if that makes sense or if people agree with that, but that's kind of how I feel about that type of content. So yeah, talking about like what's coming up, like let's move on to talking about something a little bit more happy and positive. So we're currently in the middle of November when I'm filming this, and Christmas is just around the corner. I am excited. I'm excited about Christmas this year. We are actually, and having just spent so long talking about balance and so many social things going on, we actually do have a lot of time at home scheduled in December, which I'm so excited for. We are not leaving the house in terms of like going away until the 23rd of December. We don't actually start decorating our house until like the first week of December normally. So the first Saturday in December is normally when we collect our Christmas tree because we get a real tree. So we are doing it on the 7th of December this year and I'm so excited. I did get a few new bits for Christmas decorations last year. I don't think I'm gonna buy anything this year. Sometimes when I put everything out, then I realise like there are some gaps and we could do with something, so then sometimes I will buy like 1 or 2 things, but I'm trying not to buy anything before we decorate, just because I know we've got so much stuff. Like I don't think there's really anything we need. So yeah, I'm really excited to do that. I'm excited to just be home for Christmas. And well, not for actual Christmas Day, we are going to spend that with my family, but up until, you know, the point when we go away, I'm really excited to just be home and just get in the festive spirit, do some Christmassy things with Adam and just enjoy the time of year. I love Christmas. I love the build up to Christmas so much. Adult Christmases are strange, aren't they? Like it's just like the magic is different when you're an adult, and I think that takes some adjusting as well. The first few years when you're like in your early 20s, it's kind of like, this doesn't feel like Christmas anymore. But I feel like now I do really look forward to, honestly, just the time off and the rest. I've got 2 full weeks off over Christmas this year and I'm so excited to just do nothing and chill and just like fully embrace the relaxation. Like I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to put anything in my diary. Obviously we're going down south to spend it with my family, but then once we get back we will have like some time with Adam's family, but other than that there is nothing in the diary and I am forcing myself not to put anything in the diary unless it's something that I really want to do and that I know is going to like bring me a lot of joy, but nothing that where I'm like, oh, I feel like I need to say yes to this person because they want to see me. I'm not doing it. I am not doing it. I'm having those full 2 weeks off and that is my boundary. So yeah, really excited for that. Black Friday is obviously also coming up, and talking about financial kind of goals, I am gonna make some purchases in Black Friday, and I was thinking I might do a Black Friday haul afterwards. I find Black Friday such an overwhelming time of year as well, to be honest, because all the videos and stuff that come out with people making recommendations, and then suddenly you feel like you need to buy a load of stuff you didn't want to buy before. Like it's a lot. Consumerist culture and I know I say that knowing fully that I am part of it on this channel, but it's a lot. Like I really advise you to be mindful about the type of content that you are watching this time of year, because people are just trying to sell you stuff left, right and center, and I'm having to constantly remind myself, like, do I actually want that thing, or have they just persuaded me that I kind of might need it or want it for some weird reason? I'm not always good at that, but just be mindful at this time of year. It gets to be a lot. With Black Friday this year, there are a few things that I'm planning to buy, but I've set myself a budget of what I can spend on myself, and most of the stuff that I want to buy is like refills of stuff that I know is running out, and like Cult Beauty I know always does a 25% Black Friday discount. So there are a few things that I'm like about to run out of or know I'll need a refill of. But I won't talk about that too much because I think I will do a little Black Friday product haul video because I think that would be fun. But yes, be mindful this Black Friday. Like, don't overdo it if you don't want to spend stuff. Like, you don't need to spend stuff. It will probably go on discount again soon. So it's not the be all and end all if you don't buy it on this specific day this month, you know? And then I guess just one other like thing that's happening in my life is that I've actually started volunteering at Cats Protection. Yeah, obviously we lost Merlin and I have just been really missing that interaction with cats in my life. Sounds strange, but we have kind of decided that it's not the right time at the moment for us to get a new cat. We definitely will get a new cat and it's very much something that we want to do, but it's just not the right time right now. So I was looking at their website just to see if they had any volunteering vacancies, and they were looking for volunteers. So I'm volunteering there on a Sunday, and oh my God, the cats are so cute, and it's just so sad that so many of them are really friendly and just loving, and some of them are obviously quite scared because they're in a new environment and they're in a little pen and it's all a bit much for them, but a lot of them they just want love, and it's just sad to see like lots of them there for many weeks on end. But yeah, I've really been enjoying going in there and spending time with the cats. I help to clean the pens and then like just spend time kind of socializing with the cats and helping get their socialization time in. So I'm just gonna put my Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk lip liner on. And then this is the Makeup by Mario Bronze Glow gloss stick, which is running out. It's pretty much gone, to be honest. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to throw this away. I can't get it out. Okay, so this is the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching if you have stayed until the end. I have been filming for nearly an hour, so I feel like this is going to be a long one, so I really appreciate you. If you are still here, it means the world, so thank you. And yeah, I really hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope it wasn't too negative. It wasn't supposed to be. It was really just supposed to be me having a real honest chat with you guys and letting you know where I'm kind of at in my headspace and at in my life. And I really do feel like I feel a lot better after having spoken about it. I think it's just good to like get things out in the open and then move on, and I'm already looking forward to making my next video, which will probably be the Black Friday haul. So thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope you are doing well, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.